Bruce Dickinson's rebellion, the Cradle of Filth scandal, and Gojira are standing on a crossroads. Metal is life and well, so let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. Helloween's Giants and Monsters. Alright, Power Metal fans, your day has finally come. The legendary Helloween are finally back with their brand new full-length studio album titled Giants and Monsters. And it is already out.
Oh, excellent.
This one is their second studio release since the Pumpkins United lineup united or formed. But yeah, the most important thing for me is that it actually proves that this Helloween is anything but nostalgic, with three lead vocalists trading lines like a finely tuned machine and songwriting duties split across the entire band for the very first time in the entire history of Helloween. Giants and Monsters is a massive, ambitious record that fully leans into everything that made Helloween legendary: soaring vocals, high-speed riffing, epic choruses, and melodic drama. So yeah, it gives a fan pretty much everything they want to hear from a brand new Helloween album. And yet, at the same time, the thing that I actually love the most about it is something that many Helloween fans might actually hate it for. The fact that in addition to everything above, it actually sounds very modern. And I actually love that, because the last thing I actually wanted to see from this version of Helloween is a cheap nostalgic replica of the late 80s version of this band. And here, by the way, since we restarted our metal chat segments and overall started doing interviews on the show after a summer break once again, I am more than happy to share with you that Andy Darius will be joining us for an interview in just a couple of weeks. In addition to Giants and Monsters, we will of course be talking about their 40th anniversary tour together with Beast in Black and a lot of other things. So if you want to drop any questions for Andy, do so in the comments to this video. As well as please let us know what you personally think about Giants and Monsters if you already had a chance to listen to it. As once again, on one hand, it is exactly what you expect from Helloween in 2025, but at the same time, it does take rather surprises turns from time to time. And I'm actually really curious to find out what you guys think about it, and especially if you've been following this band for quite some time. Here guys, super quick, as always, I simply have to point out that only around 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to this channel, so if you're not one of those, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching here, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. Gojira Under Pressure. Alright, Gojira fans, it is actually happening! At Bloodstock 2025, Mario Duplantier confirmed what many of us hoped. A new Gojira album is coming in 2026. But don't expect the band to rush it, because, well, they just don't want to rush it. Here I actually want to tell you a little story. I first found out about Gojira sometime in 2008 when they were opening for In Flames somewhere in Massachusetts, United States. And I actually had no idea who they were back then whatsoever, and I actually simply hated their name. I thought it was not metal at all. But nevertheless, although I, being an In Flames fan, actually went to see In Flames at that show, I remember Gojira simply blowing me away. And I actually remember thinking to myself that, boy, if these guys do everything right, they are going to go far. And fast forward almost 20 years later, it is simply incredible to see what these French boys have achieved. Because the thing is that after the last couple of years, after releasing Fortitude, and of course after being the first metal band to ever perform at an opening ceremony for the Olympic Games, they moved to an absolutely different league and actually got a chance to become one of the biggest metal bands on the planet. So yeah, that's exactly why their upcoming studio album might actually be the most important one in their entire career. And I do understand why Gojira are actually not rushing to release it, as right now they're somewhat standing on the crossroads. And if they release a normal, subpar record, this might actually cool down the interest of many metalheads around the world. But at the same time, they do have a chance to release something extraordinary, which will prove that they do deserve a place at a Metal Olymp. So yeah guys, no pressure. And here, a huge shout out and thank you to all my patrons and all the YouTube channel members, as it is thanks to you guys that I'm able to create these videos. So thank you to each and every one of you and everyone who purchases Metal Pilgrim merch, which by the way you can order via the link in the description to this video. The Cradle of Filth scandal. What the flip is going on inside Cradle of Filth? No, seriously, I actually think that we have a worthy contender for the TV novella-like drama of the year.
It's not literally a Cradle of Filth.
Oh no, that would be horrible.
So let's go in order. It all started when Zoe Fedorov, the band's keyboardist and clean vocalist, abruptly left the band right amid tour in Latin America, citing personal reasons. At first. But that of course was just the beginning. Just days later, her husband, guitarist Ashok, was fired from the band immediately after publicly stating he planned to leave once the tour ended as well. According to Ashok, he and Zoe had already decided to exit the band due to poor pay, toxic environment, and years of unprofessional behavior from the management. And Ashok even demanded for all of his guitar contributions to be removed from all future releases, including the one with Ed Sheeran, which, according to him, is simply a disgrace to metal, and which we all, of course, understand will not happen.
If it was legal and consensual, then
Perfect.
everyone's happy.
So yeah, two people abruptly left Cradle of Filth in just a matter of a couple of days. But even that was not it. As a couple of days after that scandal, Zoe published a brutal takedown on Cradle's management, and even Danny Filth, accusing them of manipulation, underpayment, and threatening behavior. She also posted a copy of her contract, claiming she was earning less than the cost of living, while being required to stay exclusive to the band, calling it the most psychopathic contract a session musician could receive. Yup. Perfect. She also alleged that the stress of touring under these conditions led to a miscarriage, and said they left to protect their mental and physical health. Wishing good luck to anyone who tries to make it work with Cradle of Filth after her and Ashok. Death magic for the man, of course, denied all of the allegations and issued a couple of their own towards Zoe and Ashok, and will be continuing the tour as a one-guitar outfit until the replacement arrives, which Danny Filth has to look for once again, and which of course is not something new that he has to do, as there were actually quite a lot of band members who passed through Cradle of Filth throughout their career, which on one hand does raise some questions about the Cradle of Filth management, but at the same time I am kind of wondering why the flip this issue is suddenly raised right now, because I mean, Ashok has been in the band for what, 10, 11 years? And whether it is still the same contract he signed all the way back in 2014, or something suddenly changed in the last couple of months. But nevertheless, yes, Cradle of Filth once again remind about themselves, and once again do it in a very dramatic and a TV novella-like way. Mudvayne's new chapter. After 16 long years, Mudvayne are finally back with their brand new song titled Hurt People, Hurt People, which is actually a pretty cool title. But anyways, this new song marks their first studio release since 2009 and opens a brand new chapter for the band together with Alchemy Records. Produced by Nick Raskulinich, who's actually involved in pretty much all of the major metal releases of this year, and mixed by Josh Wilbur, who worked previously with Gojira and Megadeth, the song deals with cycles of pain and personal trauma. And according to Chad Gray, it's a wake-up call, a reminder that we often create our own suffering, and that healing starts by breaking that loop. Musically, it is that same old Mudvayne that so many fans have fallen in love with gazillion years ago, but at the same time I have to point out that it does sound a bit more reflective and definitely way more modern. And I actually would love to hear Mudvayne release more music in that same style just to see where it can lead. Although, as of right now, it is still unclear whether this new song will be a part of something bigger and a new studio album is coming soon, or it will just be released to promote their upcoming LD50 25th anniversary tour together with Static X and Vandit, which is coming up very, very soon. But nevertheless, yes, this week Mudvayne's fans have finally something to celebrate after 16 long years. And now the time has come for your favorite part of the video, so let's take a look at 5 latest metal releases from this week, which although did not get their own segments in this video, are still definitely worthy of your attention. Swedish theatrical metal icons Avatar have unleashed their 3rd single, Tonight We Must Be Warriors, ahead of their upcoming album Don't Go in the Forest, set to drop on October 31st via Black Waltz Records. The track is a fist-raising anthem built around commanding vocals, rallying stadium rock chants, and a Euro power metal sound. So yeah, completely different from the first single from this record, and I guess that's exactly what Avatar fans love this band for. Swedish black and Viking metal veterans Manegarm launched their 11th studio album at Svoren via Napalm Records, marking their 30th anniversary as genre forerunners. The record interweaves Norse mythology, ritualistic oaths, and folkloric storytelling with orchestral black metal intensity, carrying their dark, ancestral voice into a new era on the battlefield of Viking metal. French avant-garde metal madman Igorrr returns with a new single, Headbutt, and it is a wild mash of breakcore, blast beats, and operatic chaos. As usual, there's no genre here, just relentless experimental energy that punches right in the face, musically and literally. And yeah, all of the fans of Igorrr should get even more excited about the new album after this one. Heavy metal veterans Vicious Rumors returned with Devil's Asylum, their 14th studio album and the first to feature new vocalist Ronnie Monroe, ex-Metal Church. Led by guitarist and founding member Jeff Thorpe, the band delivers a blend of razor-sharp riffing, melodic hooks, and classic metal aggression. The album marks a continuation of their signature US power metal style, with production handled by Thorpe himself and the artwork by Jobert Mello. Kyiv-based newcomers Volaj have released their first ever music video for the 3rd single, Може потім буде краще. The track wraps up a trilogy written by the band's previous lineup and kicks off a new, heavier chapter, this time with a sharper, mathcore-influenced edge. A metal chat with Paradise Lost. I know I said that a gazillion times before, but one of the most anticipated metal albums, and if I'm being very honest, the most anticipated metal album of the rest of 2025 for me personally is definitely the upcoming 17th studio record by the British doom metal legends Paradise Lost. And since we relaunched our metal chat segment last week after a summer break, in this weekend's metal chat, I'm more than happy to welcome nobody else but the legendary Nick Holmes of Paradise Lost.
But they're talking about the artwork though. I mean, it's kind of different from whatever you guys did before. It gave me a little bit of this Set Wings of Destiny, Judas Priest, Patrick Woodruff kind of feel when I first saw it, and I was like, oh, that's very interesting. How you guys?
We've always loved the Grandmasters element to art. You know, I mean, obviously Slayer, Red in Blood,
Yeah.
classic. Well, most of the Slayer covers have got that vibe anyway, I guess. But yeah, no, we always loved that kind of Grandmaster vibe and like a real dark element, like an old painting, an ancient painting. Even though I think it was probably painted around 1880 or something, so turn of the century. But yeah, and the kind of subject is kind of the baby's innocence, and it's surrounded by death So it's basically when you're born, you're going to die no matter what. But then death can also be a refuge it shows a man with crutches, he finds relief from his pain, and a sick woman rests her head. I'm reading this straight off the screen here, by the way. So I can't remember this stuff.
Oh, it's okay.
No, it's so yeah. I mean, it's that's the whole thing. I mean, and then when we read the synopsis of with painting and then the visual aspect of it, but it's actually a massive painting. It's like fucking huge. This thing. It's enormous.
Have you seen it live? Have you seen it?
No, I've seen a photograph of the original painting, but weirdly, the girl that works with our management team, she actually took a photograph of it. Weirdly enough, before we even decided to use it, we didn't even know she'd done that. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a coincidence. Oh, so yeah, but I mean, again, we always like that old master thing, and it's basically that simple, that we just like those old paintings.
That's awesome. You should guys do a photo shoot in front of it in a museum or something. That'd be.
I think we might actually do that. Actually, I'm not sure where it could be in Bristol. Could be an art gallery in Bristol. That's the last thing I heard. But then I heard it had gone to London, so I'm not entirely sure where it is. But yeah, if we get the opportunity, we will do that. Yeah, for sure.
The full interview with Nick Holmes about, well, a lot of things is actually already available for all the patrons and all of the YouTube channel members. So if you're one of those, or if you would like to watch it earlier, well, definitely check it out right now. But for now, I just wanted to point out that Ascension is actually the most diverse album Paradise Lost have put out, well, in several decades. That kind of incorporates different bits and pieces of all different eras this band has gone throughout the years, including the early 2000s, yet they do it in a very cohesive manner. So yes, whether you hate it or simply loved the first 3 singles Paradise Lost have released from this record already, you're still up for a surprise on September 12th. And the truth is that I simply cannot wait for everyone else to hear it and share their thoughts about this record. Helstar are back! Texas metal monsters Helstar just announced their 11th studio record, with the most metal title possible: The Devil's Masquerade.
Hello!
Coming September 12th via Massacre Records, this thing sounds like it was written straight out of hell, in the best way possible.
Knock knock. Who's there? Death. Death.
So expect lyrics about vampires, demonic possessions, and the end of mankind, all inspired by horror classics like Annabelle, The Exorcist, or The Twilight Zone. So basically, it sounds like this album will be a soundtrack to a cringy horror film marathon. And it's simply awesome! But if we're being serious, the real treat here is the whole fact that the frontman James Rivera is back at it with Laurie Berrigan, fully reunited and ready to shred. And the track I Am the Way even features a dream team of Texas metal legends, including Jason McMaster and Robert Lowe. So yes, this album is going to be spooky, old school, and way over the top. Just like we want it. Bruce Dickinson's Rebellion. Bruce Dickinson has officially kicked off his first full North American solo tour in, are you sitting here? Almost 30 years!
Nice!
And right with the first show in Anaheim, California, he's turning some heads. Surprise! Overall, the setlist of this leg of the tour, although does have some surprises, goes in par with what Bruce Dickinson did last year. Only this time around, he plays 3 songs from 4 of his solo albums, those being Accident of Birth, Balls to Picasso, The Chemical Wedding, and The Mandrake Project, which is of course pretty understandable given the fact that this tour has actually evolved from just being a tour in support of The Mandrake Project to, in addition to that, being a tour in support of his reimagined version of Balls to Picasso and all the other solo albums, which I'm sure he will reimagine very, very soon. But at the same time, this time around, he has actually added the song which many fans have been asking him to play live since the Mandrake Project saw the light of day. Possibly the strongest song on the record, Shadow of the Gods. Yet, if we're being very honest, that was by far not the biggest surprise of this setlist. As for the very first time ever, Bruce performed a song which has always been one of the most beloved ones for many Iron Maiden fans, yet which the band has never played live in over 40 years since its release.
Nobody has ever played this song, apart from on a record, of course, but nobody has ever played this song, and it's a song that I wrote, so I don't know whether any of you have got any clue what song it might be.
One of the 2 songs from the Powerslave album written solely by Bruce Dickinson. So who, if not him, was to play this song live for the very first time? The legendary Flash of the Blade. And this is actually a pretty big deal for a number of reasons. Well, first of all, just like I'm sure many Iron Maiden fans, have always considered Flash of the Blade to be one of the most beloved and one of the strongest songs, not only from Powerslave, but from mid-80s era of Iron Maiden overall. And I actually believe that it is a crime against humanity that Iron Maiden refuse to play this song live.
It's just outrageous.
But at the same time, with this performance, Bruce Dickinson is also committing an act of rebellion against a rule set by Steve Harris for all of the Iron Maiden band members. And this act of rebellion is actually not the first one, but the second one in the Iron Maiden camp over the last couple of months. As pretty much every Iron Maiden fan knows that there is a rule that Iron Maiden band members are not allowed to perform the songs Iron Maiden have never played live themselves with their solo bands. And just a couple of months ago, Nico McBrain performed not 1 but 2 songs that Iron Maiden never played live with his Titanium Tard side project, publicly acknowledging it right from the stage, which of course was a topic for rather heated discussion among the Iron Maiden fan community. And now Bruce Dickinson is doing the same thing with the song which Iron Maiden fans have been begging the band to perform live for 41 years. And yes, there is simply no chance that he didn't anticipate it to turn some heads.
I shall not tell you. You will just have to figure it out.
But the craziest thing is that in his previous interviews, Bruce Dickinson was actually saying that he will be doing some revelations on stage in 2025, which of course made a lot of people, including myself, believe that it will be revelations that will be covered by Bruce Dickinson's solo band on stage this year. And in honesty, seeing Flash of the Blade among the other songs on this setlist was a huge surprise to me, which of course may on one hand mean that he's kind of practicing to perform it live together with Iron Maiden sometime in the future, but at the same time I actually believe that it most likely means that with the Run for Your Lives tour, Iron Maiden are closing the chapter of glorification of their early days. And the whole fact that Flash of the Blade sounded live from stage with Bruce's solo band may actually mean that we will never hear this song and possibly some other hidden gems from the early days of Iron Maiden live, performed by the band that has actually released those tracks. And Bruce Dickinson, knowing that, and given the fact that he was the sole songwriter for this track, simply said, flip it! If I don't do it, nobody else ever will. But nevertheless, Bruce is back, and what I love the most is seeing how much fun he has up on stage with his solo band. No, seriously, watching him is simply contagious. So I truly hope that he can keep this momentum going and do a couple of more surprises for his loyal fans in the future, including the new album, which, as we all know, has already been written. But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please don't forget to like it, comment under it, spread the word about the channel, and of course, join our communities on Instagram, Facebook, X, Threads, Discord, where else? And anywhere you can post content these days. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!